Breaking news, Twitch streamer Emiru has accused fellow streamer Mizkif of assault, abuse, stalking, harassment, and threats of blackmail. Now, this is something that I was waiting to go out with for a very long time. All right, I kind of knew this was happening a little bit behind the scenes. Not to say any sources or anything, but we all kind of knew this was happening, especially me, who was in fact correct the entire time for years. In fact, some would argue that I am in fact something of a pre-watcher. I pre-watch reality and then make content. Now, Mizkif's eyebrows are not the only war crime in this image. There are also a lot of other crazy things that are happening. So, Emiru made a stream talking about it. Mizkif responded. There's lots of other content. I am not going to be going through all of every single stream because it'll be long. What I am instead going to do is I am going to give you the breakdown. That's right. This is going to be the only video that doesn't just react to infinite streams and give you all. I'm going to give you all the lore, but with actual merit. All right, and I will explain why. Because, well, not only is Tectone vindicated, obviously, but I am vindicated because it's almost like I saw this coming many years ago. Now, I'm going to show you a very, very deep dive into Mizkif lore, all right? And I'll tell you how I was right about everything and why I was right about everything. So, Mizkif has been in many dramas and controversies over the years, including all sorts of climbing cherry trees in Japan and pissing off the people in Japan by being disrespectful and stuff. So, this is Mizkif. He is a large streamer, very popular, was very popular. Now he's more infamous than popular. But if you actually look back into his videos, I'm going to show you what his videos looked like several years ago. Now remember, Mizkif is apparently not controversial enough to be kicked out of, let's say, Baby No Money's stream or his music videos. He would collab with famous singer-rapper guys that would be more than happy to throw people like Asmongold under the bus. Now, make it clear, anyone like me, I'm a Nazi controversial guy, all right? I'm a controversial Jewish Nazi, classic Jewish Nazi controversy. Whereas Mizkif is a lovely, wholesome Chungus accepted streamer guy. Now, if you actually look at his videos from 2 years ago, this is when I originally called that there was something up with him, you will actually notice something very interesting. All of his content is essentially, I got women on stream, and I am hanging out with women on stream, and me and the women on stream are doing fun hangout things. All right, so Mizkif would sit there in his Austin bedroom, Austin apartment, and he would open up the freaking doors, and people would just come into his house, women, and they would all chill out there, and they would make epic sauce content together, just him and women in the videos, and then, you know, reacting to some Drama Slob classic, but this is just classic Mizkif style content. Now, I am going to tell you something a little bit controversial, and that is that, see, like, look at all of his videos. Every single one is like this, all right? He's sitting in his room, and you get some random Twitch whore, usually, on the stream, walking in to chill with him. Now, the reason is very simple. The reason is views, and the reason is also, turns out Mizkif might have been Twitch's Diddy. So, realistically, a lot of allegations came out against Mizkif now, but I will give you some breakdown that will change your perspective on perhaps this fine young fellow. Mizkif then, respecter of women, mass collaborator of female streamers. He helps girls in a male-dominated industry. Progressive values and politics. Racism is bad. Mizkif. Gambling is bad. Mizkif. Tectone is bad. Mizkif. Feminism based. Mizkif. Mizkif now. Allegations of covering up sexual assault. Allegations of sexual assault. Allegations from multiple women. Allegations of stalking women. Allegations of harassing women. Allegations of regulating women every single time. Now, you should definitely follow me on Twitter because I have the best content on all of Twitter. But you should also take note that people got really upset at me. People got it, well, so not in the comments so much, but mostly like people screenshotting it and stuff. People got really upset at me, and it's like, why are you like calling him out for these things? These are good things, guys. These are good things, guys. He's a male feminist. What do you mean? What do you mean, guy? What do you mean? So I got some people noticing the male feminist playbook, which is true. But I get infinite amounts of people trying to shit on me for saying that. Are you saying that all of these things are bad? Yes. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm not saying all of these things are bad, but I do think that the whole progressive values in politics, respecter of women, collaborator of female streamers, tends to very often be some sort of facade. All right? It's almost always these guys. You know, because I'll give you an alternative, because people were pissed at me for this, but I'll give you an alternative. If Mizkif, instead of doing this whole whoring around thing, would have instead, you know, married someone and built a family with her and never collabed with other female streamers, sitting on his lap and painting his face and shit, or whatever they were doing, this wouldn't have happened. He would actually be having a wonderful life right now. Yeah, that's right. He made fun of Charlie Kirk's assassination. Obviously, it's the virtue signal crowd. He has the correct opinion, guys. He has the correct side of politics. What do you mean? What do you mean? He is just a guy that's so progressive and respects women so much he'll only rape some of them, allegedly. So I'm really glad that we're covering this, and I'm going to cover it from the perspective as an outsider because I don't really know Mizkif personally. I don't really know Emiru personally. We've spoken a few times, but I don't really know her personally. So I'm going to do my best as a third party, but I will tell you that I actually spoke to someone who was making a giant merch company that I'm probably going to have merch soon, by the way. But I was talking to someone who made a merch company, and he said, oh, wow, I know streamers. I know Mizkif. Could you get me in contact with Mizkif? I think we could work well together. And I told him, and this was during the Mizkif, collaborating with every woman on the planet era, before he ever got into, controversies. And I said, look, I'm going to tell you right now, there's something's going to come out about Mizkif, all right? Something's gonna happen. It's inevitable. It's kind of inevitable. He's like the male feminist. He's super progressive, and he hangs out with every woman on the planet. Something's gonna happen. And, well, I mean, listen, something happened. So, it all started in the end of 2022. So, at the end of 2022, Trainwreck made a tweet. All right, this is just some extra lore. Are you going to send Maya and Mitch to railroad and blackmail me like you did to those girls to cover up all those sexual assaults, you fucking scumbag piece of shit? You want to come at me and make shit up, then you better be sure you don't live in a glass house, you insecure pussy. This is a response of Trainwrecks to Mizkif, who is basically saying, gambling is immoral. Right? Now, to be clear, I think gambling isn't moral. I don't think you should gamble. I don't think it's good or healthy for you. I don't think you should gamble. Will I take a gambling sponsorship? Maybe, because it'll probably make me a lot of money. But I don't think it's healthy or good for you to gamble. It's not. It's not a good thing, and I'm not going to make believe it is. So, Mizkif does this whole gambling bad virtue signal, and Trainwreck's like, you really going to do this, bro, when you're out there fucking hiding sexual assaults? Now, this was a massive controversy drama at some point, and eventually OTK, which is the company that these woke streamers all got together. This was back before Asmongold became political, but this was where they were so cool. They were all hanging out with all the girls and the guys. It was amazing. And OTK basically made a fucking... This was the size of the font, goddammit. This was the size of the font, man. Essentially saying we stand against sexual assault and we're looking into it, and it seems like nothing kind of happened. These are allegations. We're going to investigate it, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, now, the reason why people found this suspicious is because Mizkif kind of sort of admitted it. Mizkif kind of admitted that this was going on, which was definitely a twist. No one saw this one coming. Turns out the largest enemy of the Mizkif was the Mizkif himself.
The narrative about him being creepy. Yeah, that sucks. I told him, I'm like, look, you didn't rape anybody, It's one thing, I feel like, he didn't do anything.
He didn't. Didn't do anything. It wasn't rape.
And, people make it seem like he did.
It's pretty weird.
When people, think of it, they think that he stuck his fucking dick inside her.
Right, but thank God that didn't happen. That would be bad.
And I'm like, that's what people perceive it as when they don't. People probably don't even know the situation.
Right. It was only sexual assault. It wasn't literal rape. So didn't do nothing.
No, it's not. It's not 90% of people. Look, I don't think there's a single person that we used to hang out with that doesn't hang out with Slick anymore because of what happened. I actually think there's literally none. Because the reality is, worst comes to worst of it, it's fucking sexual harassment, right?
Bro! Yikers, Mikers!
No one, what you can deem of it, it's sexual harassment, whatever.
Assault.
At a low scale, it's not really a big deal.
Low scale.
I don't think people really gave a shit and really cared. I'm gonna turn this off if you're gonna be
yeah, no one really cares. He only put in one finger or something. I don't really know all the details, but it was like a B-tier sexual assault at best, to be honest. It was B-tier sexual assault, not even close to A-tier assault or S-tier harassment. So anyway, not really a big deal. No one actually really cares. So to be honest, this was kind of his response to the whole covering up. Well, this wasn't his response, but this was literally a clip from his stream. Investigations did not find direct evidence that Mizkif attempted to minimize or cover up sexual assault as alleged. But Mizkif was on video being like, yeah, low tier sexual assault, whatever. So anyway, my let's just say expectations were low. And oh my, was it even worse than I thought in every way. So we're going to be showing you a couple of clips from the actual Emiru stream where she exposed the shit out of him. And we are going to take it from there. We're going to look at his response. You should definitely lock in. I spent a long time going through fucking all of the shit so that we could cover this in an efficient and productive manner. Definitely subscribe, because on this channel, not only do we make fun of retards, but we also make fun of feminists, because retards and feminists get along sometimes. They hold hands and they dance together. It's pretty beautiful. Right, we have male feminist Mizkif out here, the banner boy of women. Right, everyone calls Asmongold a misogynist, but last I checked, Asmongold didn't fucking rape anybody, so it's a rough day. It's a rough day.
Last week, everything I said on my stream.
I'm thinking about it now. They called Charlie Kirk.
Right now, that's like,
bro, they called Charlie Kirk a misogynist, and this guy laughed at Charlie Kirk's death. Mizkif laughed at Charlie Kirk's death. They called Charlie Kirk a misogynist. Charlie Kirk might have been a quote-unquote misogynist, but he was a man married to a woman that he never cheated on, that he had multiple children with, that they built a beautiful family together. All right? Now you have these people, anti-misogynists, they're all fucking rapists. Like, what are we doing? It's horrible. It's a horrible day. It's a horrible day to be woke. It's not easy to be woke. All right, let's see.
That last week, everything I said on my stream was accurate, obviously, except for one thing. I was wrong about one thing. I was going over the tweet that Twitch initially put out, where they're like, oh yeah, this thing happened to a...
So this is her referring to the fact that she was sexually assaulted, poor girl, at TwitchCon, literally on camera, and Twitch never really apologized for any of that.
High-profile creator, police were on site, we're cooperating with law enforcement investigations. What I was wrong about was, they were not cooperating with law enforcement investigations.
Oh my god!
I found that out on Monday when I got a phone call from the San Diego police, and they were talking to me, and they basically said, hey, we can't really do anything right now because they apparently know the name of the guy, but they're not giving it to us until a warrant goes through.
Bro.
Which, if you know anything about that stuff, it usually takes a while. Even, if it's expedited, which it was being expedited for me, but it still takes a lot of time. And they're like, yeah, they're refusing to give us the name, which, as far as I'm aware, is like a very common company thing, where they'll be, they don't want to give out names of potential people involved in crimes, because then that person could maybe like sue them for giving their name to police. I don't know, something like that. That's what my
That
lawyer
sounds
said.
like bullshit to me.
But basically,
okay, whatever.
Twitch was trying to make sure that the guy that assaulted me didn't sue them, which meant that the police were not able to work on the case right away. So yeah, I got a call about that on, I believe it was Monday, from the San Diego police. They were like, yeah, we're working on the warrant, but like right now, that's like all we can really do, but like we're trying our best, just like want to let you know, we're gonna keep in the loop and everything. I was like, okay. I was very frustrated because I was like, damn, like I didn't know that on Saturday. I would have said that if I knew that.
No shit. So that's crazy. Essentially, they kind of let this guy get sort of off the hook. They don't want to give his name out and stuff. That's insane. It's almost like that the company Twitch, which literally is seeming to run defense for terrorists, is also running defense for rapists. It's pretty weird how that keeps happening. It's kind of odd. I feel like there's an overlap there in the Twitch priorities. Anyway, then Emiru releases the bombshell that she is actually in the process of filing a restraining order against Mizkif.
I also want to say, just so people know, that I'm not just trying to like put this out there and then, I am already in the process of filing a restraining order on him in both Texas and California. I also want to...
So, first of all, obviously, she needs to do this. Obviously, that is the case. That's first and foremost and very important. Secondly, I think she should have done this before she made her stream. I think it should have been finalized. And I'll tell you why. From a legal perspective, especially in Texas, it's really easy to get sued for defamation when you're calling someone a rapist / sexual assaulter. So I really think that it would have been nice if she actually had something in paper and in writing to say that this is an actual fully justified reason to why she's coming out. But anyway, I'm happy she's doing it because this guy seems unhinged. He really seems unhinged. And honestly, I don't want him to kill himself, but it really does seem like he's... Well, we're going to look at his response. All right, we're going to look at his response. Now, anywho, let's see how Mizkif has been reacting to her after their breakup. Before we get to the actual, allegations.
I also had a couple other streamers report to me that he would obsessively watch my stream, and not in a like oh, I wonder what Emmy's doing right now, way, or like having my stream open. Like, he would be obsessively and attentively hate watching my stream, like watching my stream and just saying horrible things almost every time that I've been live this year. And they tell me that he would want to discuss how he believed
Respecter of women, by the way.
I still wanted him.
That's some abuser talk. Holy shit, what is that? Again, I'm not confirming any allegations or anything. We're going through this together. We're going to come up with our own conclusions at the end, all right? Which I already have come to, but I'm not going to spoil my actual conclusions. But yikes!
Interesting, considering I never replied. And he would ask other guys if they thought I had slept with anyone this year.
What the fuck? Again, whore culture is not good. All right, I want to make this clear. All right, whore culture is bad. It really is. Yeah, like, and I'll be real. I'll be honest. I know that people are going to, like, say, Nux, why are you using this as a moment to push your agenda? And the answer is because it's not my agenda. It's God's. It's literally almost like the ideal way for you to lead your life is to get married to one person and have kids and build a family and not actually, you know, live in this weird hedonistic society, Silence of the Lambs kind of shit, bro. Out here fucking around with everything that moves, chasing women around. Like, dude, what are we doing, guys? What about man whores? Man whores too, all of them. God damn. Build a family. What are you doing? What are you doing? Not only is it what God would want, but it's also better. It's literally better for you personally. You do it from a selfish perspective. Just get married and have kids, bro. What is this? Anyway.
Like, I don't fucking know, man. And then they told me he would say stuff like...
Again, this isn't me calling Emmy a whore or anything. I don't know anything about her personal life. But this is essentially... This culture is what leads to Mizkif going around asking people who she slept with and stuff like that. I don't actually know what she does in her personal life. I have no idea. But bro! This shit sucks. This is Hollywood. It's Hollywood, but for, like, gay teenagers.
No. There's no way she's done that. She's not like that. And she's probably waiting for me. Just really fucking
Yikes.
gross stuff like that. And a couple of streamers in LA also told me that he was telling people that me and him still talk all the time. Basically weren't together anymore because
He's trying to save his reputation here by making believe they're still besties.
I was too mature and I was not ready.
Yeah, I'm just too mature. She's not ready. She's waiting. She's gonna get back to bro's a psycho if that's true.
Too immature. But yeah, you couldn't see from the messages I showed. I'm not sure if, like, I mean, people can go back and read them.
Holy insecurity, Batman.
He was begging me to take him back for the majority of this year, which was 7 or 8 months total. And like I said, some of those messages were even, I believe, ChatGPT. Not that it really matters. It's just interesting,
it's just weird.
Right?
Just weird, doesn't matter.
As of today, it's been about 2 months since he has attempted to contact me directly. I think because about 2 months ago is when he started kind of getting scared that I might have been, like, you know, telling people things.
Yikes. Now, a lot of people seem to have known what was going on. Like, I have someone in my chat saying that FaZe knew about it in their clips teasing. Like, the reality is a lot of people kind of knew about this, but as long as Emiru didn't want to come out with the info, it's not really necessarily people's place to always come out with stuff like this if she personally didn't want to. Again, I feel bad for anyone else that was hurt because this stuff gets kept silent. And the issue is there's so many false allegations on Twitch that, like, you know, like, who's gonna even believe you? Like, coming out with something like this means you're stepping right into the furnace, you know? Like, it's definitely a rough, multifaceted situation. But the reality is, this is literally crack whore high school drama, okay? Not that these are high school age. Obviously, these are not high school age people. These are adults in their 20s and 30s. But, like, bro, this is fucking awful. It's a pathetic culture. It really is such an unbelievably pathetic culture. And of course it pushes all these progressive values shit. Because that's literally, it's the gay child culture that never wants to grow up. Like, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at a lot of kids that don't want to grow up necessarily. And I think that watching Mizkif act like a fucking anime stalker, talking about how, she actually secretly likes me secretly, and I'm I'm just too mature for her actually secretly, it seems like.
He would throw bottles, like plastic bottles with liquid in it, not like glass bottles, at me.
Bro.
Despite me telling him, like, I didn't like it and it scared me and I bruise very easily. He would,
That sounds like assault to me, if it's true.
throw his phone at me, I would tell him, you know, it scared me, I don't like it. And one time it even hit me in the eye, which caused me to get a black eye. But he always, you know,
sounds like assault to me. Anyway.
Like, oh, it's an accident. And I was like, oh yeah.
Ugh. No, this stuff sounds nightmarish. It really does. It's pathetic, dude. It's horrible that it got this far. He said he aimed at the bed. Well, we're going to look at his response in a minute. Don't worry. I got you. All right. So apparently this is the bombshell tweet. So lock in.
And I was crying like crazy because the emotions were just very high because I was dealing with a lot of major shifts in my life as a result of me attempting to start to try to distance myself from him. So yeah, we were just talking and I was crying a lot.
Dude, the culture is so fucked. Like, it's insane. You know, look, I'm a streamer, just like they're streamers, and we know a lot of people overlapping, and you know, people are gonna come around and they're gonna grow up and they're gonna look back at life and they're gonna say Nux was right all along. This shit sucks. You shouldn't need to live like this. You know, it's really rough, bro. It's absolutely rough. It's absolutely brutal. It's brutal. You don't need to live like this. And then they're coworkers and they're still collabing. Like, it's the most toxic situation of all time.
To try to comfort me.
Someone in my chat just said she wanted marriage and kids and he said no. Generational fumble. Dude, I'm telling you, there's some really cursed shit that goes on between these, like, streamer relationships, man.
By hugging me while I was sitting on the couch.
Wait. She's sitting on the couch crying about how she's breaking up with him. And he decides to hug and kiss her?
Me really close to him, and when this was happening we hadn't talked in quite a while, and I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with, but I let him hold me while I was crying,
bro,
and he started kissing me in my face and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot,
bro,
and then suddenly he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants.
Bro!
And I screamed. Yeah. And when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, and instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go. And he immediately left my house while I was still crying without checking if I was okay or anything. And at the time, I was still making excuses for him, and I was still afraid of causing trouble for other streamers.
By the way, I kind of get that whole, before we, cover what just happened, what she just said, but, I kind of get that whole mindset of not wanting to make trouble, not wanting to start drama, because, you know, you really feel like your career comes to an end if you're going to beef with, a bigger streamer.
Around us, or, you know, making things weird for viewers. I know that probably sounds crazy, but, I just felt this pressure, I had to try to keep things together, if that makes sense.
So unfortunately it does kind of make sense. God, dude, that's awful, dude. That's awful. Anyway, what am I supposed to say? That's just awful. That's just a nightmare. So, anywho, obviously, if this is true, then Mizkif should be completely excommunicated from the entire streamer world and, you know, polite society in general. That's actual sexual assault, if this is true. Again, these are just allegations with no proof. So I'm not, I saw a lot of people jump to conclusion just immediately believing it, just because, quite frankly, I kind of believe it myself. But ultimately, this is, it was just a misunderstanding. Misunderstanding? Bro, they're not in a relationship and he's putting his hands down her pants. What are you talking about, misunderstanding? If this is true, then this is a nightmare. And this guy should be completely excommunicated from civil society. Sad, I used to think they were a cute couple. I don't know, man. When it comes to cute couples, I think a couple's a cute couple when it's a nice, lovely, you know, man and wife making kids and stuff, you know, shit like that. I trust Asmongold. I don't know what Asmongold said, but all I know is that this is really sad. You see a woman crying, you stick your hands down her pants. If this is true, this is a nightmare, and he should be excised from civil society. I personally do not touch women. This is a Nux lore. I do not touch them, except for specific ones. One ideally, and then others if I want to hug my mom or something. But yeah, no. Other than that, nah, dude. We do not. Nope. Absolutely not. I don't touch them. Cooties are very real. Nah, but this is gross. It's really disgusting. It's really disgusting. It really is gross. Anyway, yep, one woman for me. I'm a simple man, I guess, and I'm very happy in my life personally, and I thank God every single day. And Mizkif doesn't. Mizkif's a male feminist that only allegedly rapes women, so that makes it better or something. Asma gave context on things she didn't bring up. Yeah. Look, as far as context, look at the last 10 minutes of Asmongold's video where he talks about his part. I have some clips about Asmongold, don't worry. I did my research. But cooties ruins careers. No, but realistically, man, if you're a dude, get yourself one woman that you love and stick with her forever, and that's it. It's like, I know that sounds easier said than done, but that should be the goal. What is this whole fucking a cringe hedonistic lifestyle? You're shoving your hands down the pants of a crying woman. Is that our average feminist? Are these the feminists in society that we're supposed to be looking up to in life? Like, are these the people that we're supposed to make our role models? People with like tens of thousands of streamers that are sitting out there telling you about feminism and stuff, hanging out with like 6 women and everything's fine until a few years later all this shit happens? Come on, dude. This is cringe as fuck. Like, I hate this age where people are just making believe this is a real thing. This whole generation is wild. Performative male wolves in sheep's clothing. Yeah, the Beanos archetype. No, it's the whole male feminist shit. It's the whole male feminist shit. If you really think you need a kiss ass to do politics in order to be accepted, then you're a cringe beta. You really are. Like, stand up for what you believe in. Fight for what's actually true and real. And don't do this whole cringe hedonism rabbit hole. It's unbelievable. The facade is crazy. Anyway, next clip.
My walls. Again, you can go see this in some of his VODs in his bedroom. The holes in the wall. There would be times where he was upset at me, and I would go to my stream room and literally lock myself in to get away from him, and he would be banging on the door and screaming at me. And at the time, he also would more often do things like going, like if we were driving in the car together, he would be going like 150 miles an hour, and like one time he even said like, well, now we're both gonna die.
This is a psycho! This is an actual psycho! This is like, it's a pathetic baby man with zero control over his life, so desperate of exuding the facade of control. I'm gonna drive fast and kill us both. Oh my god, what is that? Bro, this is some unbelievable cringe. I don't know if I believe they were going 150. Who cares, man? It's this concept of someone with so little control that he has to do these pathetic, grandiose, insecure motions to prove that he's the Giga Chad, instead of actually standing up for what's right and what he believes in, and not being just a hedonistic freak, allegedly, according to the story. We're gonna look at his response. Don't worry. Do not worry. We're going to look up his response after. No, but this is insane. What a baby.
Like threatening to kill both of us.
Right.
And this wasn't like even necessarily because of me or like because of something I did a lot of the time. Like one of the times that it happened, it was because we were just getting food and he was on his phone and he saw that Mr. Beast had put out a video, and Mr. Beast had invited another streamer, and he was like, oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me. And I was like, oh, well.
What a pathetic bitch.
Like, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Which led to him going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about killing himself while doing it.
Bro! Wow, this guy seems mature and healthy. Wow, look at that. Dude is exhibiting all of the deadly sins right here. Pride, envy, greed. Holy shit, lust. Oh my god, dude is like a walking bag of deadly sins. No, the craziest part is the 7 deadly sins are just basically what woke culture became. It really is. Mr. Beast won't talk to me. And he drives fast, tries to kill himself. No, that's not a guy that's overloading on pride and envy and greed and lust. This is pathetic shit.
And then at home,
it's depression that did it. Look, I do believe depression is a real thing. Okay, I want to make this clear because I know that, you know, it's a complicated topic. Depression is obviously real. Depression is not, however, an excuse to excuse bad actions. Okay? It's not. You have free will, even if you're depressed. Now, if you're depressed, the entire world might look like shit to your eyes and your life might suck, and I really feel bad for you, and I hope you find a way out of that dark hole. But, however, you still have free will. Okay? So you could shove your depression up your ass. Alright? This is some holy guacamole. Alright? Depression is real. Absolutely. It's not an excuse to kill people or threaten people.
Other things would happen, like I'd be trying to sleep and he would scream at me and say that it was all my fault that he felt insecure. There was a time that I walked into a room that he was in, and as soon as he saw me there, he threw his phone at the dresser.
Bro. And
started yelling because I had posted a YouTube video within the same couple of days as him
What?
And mine was doing better.
You've got to be fucking kidding me. This guy's fucking pathetic. Are you joking me? You've got to be kidding me. How is this real life? And this guy is looked up to, and everyone's looking up to this guy? Bro, look, I understand what it feels like when you make a video and it's not doing well, and then your homie makes a video and it's doing better, and it's like, ah, god damn it, I wish mine was better. But this is some pathetic inferiority complex type thing. Dude, work on yourself. I don't know, read the Bible and become a better human. What is this? You just suck as a guy. You want to know the least manly thing of all time? All right, this is going to be a hot take. The least manly thing ever is losing your temper, okay? I'm sorry. Being a man is knowing when to control yourself, all right? If you lose your temper for random bullshit, cringe shit like that, you are a pathetic child that can't control yourself. That is the most childish, anti-manly behavior of all time. What a clown move.
So basically, I felt like I was kind of stuck in a loop where I felt like I had to constantly perform and like prove my value to
Yikes.
not be thrown away.
That's
But
so
at the
sad.
same time, if I ever performed...
And you understand she stuck with him through all of that, right? You have to realize she stuck with him through all of that stuff. Like, do you understand? Do you understand if this dude would have stopped acting like a child and just actually given her and treated her well and given her whatever he could, like this would have worked out? Like, do you understand how crazy this is? This is horrible.
too well, I was gonna be punished for it.
Yikes, dude. That's some, like, dude, again, obviously this is just her allegations, but this sounds like some abusive circle jerk shit of streamer cringe. Anyway, apparently, she's been getting threats.
I don't want what happened to me or what has happened to other people because of him to happen to other people. And I don't believe he will ever stop behaving the way he does. But regardless, yeah, like I said, one of the main reasons I decided to do this stream is to come out about all of this because I can't hold on to it any longer because it feels wrong to do so. And
it's brutal. Dude, she came into the streaming world because she wants to make nice videos and stuff, you know? Like, she wants to make fun videos and have a good time and stream or whatever. And then this happens. Now you have to make these videos talking about it. Like, this is brutal.
Honorable mention reason for why I'm doing this is that for a while, he has been indirectly threatening me through my friends and people that I work with. They've informed me that he said that if I ever talked about anything he did, he would try to create a smear campaign against me in retaliation.
Oh, shit.
I was told that he even approached other streamers who were close with us back when we lived together, asking them if they would join with him, and they all refused.
Bro.
At TwitchCon, he approached one of my employees, threatening them.
By the way, for the record, I do kind of believe this one. And the real reason is because I've had this similar thing happen to me. I've gotten canceled before, and then everyone comes out of the woodworks with these ancient video clips taken out of context to make me look worse. You know, like, you get canceled, and it's like, oh, now's the time, and then everyone jumps on the bandwagon to do their absolute best to destroy you. Like, I fully understand that feeling. Like, I totally get it.
And saying if I ever
But here I stand.
talked about him, he would destroy me. Multiple people have told me that his plan was to claim that I kill animals.
Bro, what? Whoa! Oh my god!
I killed my own rabbits.
That was the strat? Apparently he does say that? Okay, don't worry, we're getting to his response in a bit, but god damn!
Since I had several of my rabbits pass away over the course of 3 years while I lived with him. I'm sure he's probably listening now, and it's probably gonna come as quite a shock to him that this information made its way back to me and that I've known for months. But if you try to threaten me to stay quiet, especially using my poor dead animals, I'm not going to stay quiet.
Bro, this
Okay.
is brutal. Asmon called the rabbit thing before he thought about a response. Damn. All right, don't worry. We're gonna look at the rabbit thing. Where he does respond and mentions that. No, this is crazy. Holy shit, this guy is a psycho. It seems like he's a bit of a psycho. I mean, dude, isn't Mizkif kind of friendly with Hassan, who like shocks his dog? Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we actually doing, man? This is crazy. Too many women fake allegations. The reality is there are too many false allegations, and every single person that makes a false allegation, they silence a real person. Every false allegation silences a real person that's going through some trauma. Because the reality is there are two parts. There are two parts to every story, and we don't know the truth. Obviously, you take every story as an individual. But this is crazy.
About the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment,
Oh my god.
sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done towards me, and some of these issues which are still ongoing. For the entirety of this year, I have attempted to separate myself from him and not talk about him at all, and not talk about this issue, and just not make it a public thing. I always tried my best to keep this to myself, But like I said, I feel like it's gone to the point, which I'll explain later, that I feel like it just has to be done.
Bro, that's insane, dude. That's crazy. What a nightmare situation. Oh yeah, I saw this clip already where the Twitch refused to give up the name to police. All right. Yeah, I just saw this clip. Apparently, I took 2 copies of some of the clips because I did so much prep work for this. All right, XQC reacts to Mizkif being outed for abuse and harassment. All right, so XQC, for those of you that are unaware, for the lore, he's one of the big streamers. He actually went to apologize to Mizkif for believing that Mizkif was covering up a sexual assault. Well, my.
Today, I'm finally going to be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done towards me, and some of these issues which are still ongoing. For the entirety of this year, I have attempted to separate myself from him and not talk about him at all, and not talk about this issue, and just not make it a public thing. I always tried my best to keep this to myself, but like I said, I feel like it's gone to the point, which I'll explain later, that I feel like it just has to be done. And I have always believed in not condemning people or starting drama online.
Yeah, it's not drama.
I'm sure a lot of people are going to be asking. An honorable mention reason for why I'm doing this is that for a while, he has been indirectly threatening me through my friends and people that I work with. They've informed me that he said that if I ever talked about anything he did, he would try to create a smear campaign against me in retaliation. I was told that he even approached other streamers.
Bro, his commentary is not exactly
close with us back when we lived together, asking them if they would join with him, and they all refused. At TwitchCon, he approached one of my employees.
What?
Threatening them and saying if I ever talked about him, he would destroy me. Multiple people have told me that his plan was to claim that I kill animals and that I killed my own rabbits, since I had several of my rabbits pass away over the course of 3 years while I lived with him. I'm sure he's probably listening now, and it's probably going to come as quite a shock to him that this information made its way back to me and that I've known for months.
Like, I know this is a dark topic, but this is easily the best XQC clip I've ever seen. I understood every single word he said. But anyway, obviously, this is getting real big. This is getting insanely big, wildly big. Everyone's involved. Nux, did this ever happen to you? What do you even mean? Dude, every single time. I've been canceled a lot of times by a lot of people, okay? Because, you know, I'm a very based fellow. People don't like me because of how much truth I spit. Can I tell you something? Not a single allegation of anything, of any of this sexual crap or cringe or anything came out. You know why? Do you know why? I never engaged with any of that shit. I never flirted with a streamer or anything like that, like, or whatever. Nothing, zero, because I had no interest at all. I alone am the based one. All right, well, apparently it gets worse.
People start saying, unofficial Ms. Raid, and I'm like, what does that mean? And then I check my Discord messages, and he's messaging me. He's saying, like, Emmy, you know, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna KMS. I waited so long for this, etc.
Bro! Mizkif told her, I'm gonna kill myself if you don't respond. Bro, are you insane? Someone in chat says show the messages. She does show the messages.
Basically he was upset because I had higher viewership than him.
Oh my god, these people are pathetic! These people are pathetic! Oh my god, there's so many people that I have like collabs with that ended up that I've helped build their careers, that they have become bigger streamers than me and then backstabbed me. That's happened to me more than once. I don't give a shit, dude. I do not care at all. Do you know why? Because I don't care about them. Okay, I do not care. It doesn't matter. All right. I'm very content with my life, with my family, with my career. Thank God. I'm happy that God is on my side, and I just know that I'm doing the right thing and I don't give a shit. Right? That's where it is. That's where it's at. What is with this pathetic posturing?
That's
what a fragile ego, man.
I had higher viewership than him, and like I said, this is during an event, so there were drops. Like, everyone knows when there's drops, like, it's not even fucking real. But yeah, there was a time that I walked into a room that he was in, and as soon as he saw me there, he threw his phone at the dresser.
Yeah, I saw that clip. Bro, the dude admitted, like, that he got offended when she had more viewers than him. Oh my god, what an unbelievable bitch. It's crazy. These guys suck, man. There's a clip that she's talking about right now. All right, so this is a clip of her actually releasing all of the messages, apparently. Dude, tank Emmy, do it, let me handle the hate, the criticism, the you're worse than Emmy, the Emmy is so better, the people are better in every chat, the comparison said somebody will be on my side, let me deal with it, you have fun. I asked you not to become a tank, you didn't listen, and now the classic, what was I supposed to do? Not dealing with this one. Dude, don't dude me, I asked for one thing with you, don't be a tank, now you're tanking, what can I do? What am I supposed to do? Don't tank, yep, there it is, I'm playing the game, tank Emmy, do it, let me handle. Oh my god, bro! Doesn't stop. This guy's pathetic as shit. That's crazy. Look at these DMs, man. Just infinite, like, this dude sucks.
There's more.
This is not someone who loves or cares about you.
And more. Oh my god. What are you talking to?
Dude. What are these messages? I'm sorry, not a day has gone by in these last 4 months where your final words to me, don't go, haven't echoed in my heart. I walked out of your door thinking I knew what I wanted, but I was wrong. I told myself I needed to be alone, that I had missed out on being single in my 30s. I needed space, freedom, and distance, but I'm afraid of commitment, afraid that would let someone truly in. Even someone as beautiful and kind as you. So I tried to protect myself and stay possible. I pushed you away, it's just to justify it. I suppose I said a relationship would hold me back. I said I didn't want to be with just one person. Red flag. But that's weird. That was your shield to put myself to avoid facing the shame to me. This is ChatGPT. Bro, this is fuck. Like, you see the long dash? Every time you see a long dash, it's ChatGPT, man. These past 4 months have been the hardest of my life. Whatever many people been seeing on the outside, online, or anywhere else know this. I miss without you. I miss you every single day. I've cried more times than I can count. We said you smile, you laugh, the way you'd say merp or make those little sounds when you're happy. I had to unfollow you at one point, not because I wanted to forget you, but because seeing you reminded me how painfully and badly I messed up. I love you, Emmy. I always have, and I know now. I never stopped. I know now, time together, far from perfect. My mental health weighed heavily on both of us. Anyway, etc., etc. You get the idea. Yeah, this guy sucks, bro. This guy sucks as shit. That's crazy. Anyway, no, but this dude sucks. And like, you read these lines. This is the craziest part. You read lines like this, right? Where is the one? Those weren't truth, they were shields. I said a relationship would hold me back. I told myself I needed to be alone. I missed on everything. Blah blah blah. He wanted to have more relationships. Dude, these people suck. These people suck! Like, bro! These people need to absolutely fucking get a life, man. None of these infinite relationships and whoring yourself around is gonna make you happy, okay? Absolutely none of it. None of the whoring will make you happy. The whoring makes you miserable as shit. There's millions of them. Holy crap. Can we please talk while you're here? Simple conversation go very far, but the lack of communication is really confusing. Did you not get the message that she doesn't want to talk to you, sir?
There's more.
This is not someone who loves or cares about you.
And more.
Bro. Really weird considering we're in the same place.
Oh my god. What are you talking to?
Oh my god, it doesn't stop! She's just pulling out infinite clips. No, that's crazy. That's insane. Oh my god, bro is starving. That's insanity. Yeah, that's not a healthy guy. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, that's definitely ChatGPT. But god damn, bro. Look at the message top left. It was written in February. I don't care, man, when it was written, but this is brutal. It's brutal and sad, and quite honestly, pathetic. It's pathetic. It really is. This guy sucks. This guy sucks. And, you know, his life would have been so much better if he would have followed the Nux doctrine, which also happens to be the Bible, and, you know, just gotten married and settled down. But nope. He needed to have it all. He needed to have a hedonistic relationship where he goes around and fucks all the women that are on his stream. That's right, baby. That's right. He needs to make infinite content with infinite women because he respects them so much. All right, let's see. Here's an Asmongold clip that people told me to react to.
Today I'm finally going to be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done towards me, and some of these issues which are still ongoing. For the entirety of this year, I have attempted to separate myself from him and not talk about him at all, and not talk about this issue, and just not make it a public thing. I always tried my best to keep this to myself, but like I said, I feel like it's gone to the point, which I'll explain later, that I feel like it just has to be done. And I have always believed in not condemning people or starting drama online. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to be asking, why am I doing this and why now? And I would like to explain that before I get started.
Well, I mean, Asmongold didn't really say anything here, but the thing is, a lot of people actually know the truth. That's the thing. A lot of people actually know the reality. That's why this is so controversial, because people knew that stuff like this was happening behind the scenes. Even I knew that stuff like this was happening behind the scenes. Obviously, I didn't know any of the specifics, but like, look, when Tectone says something big is coming, and I know it's happening, and it's gonna be big, all right? Like, man, dude, bro, when Tectone says that, it's because he knows, all right? Like, people don't just say things, you know? All right, I think this isn't really an Asmongold reaction. I think it's just the Emmy clip that we already saw. Bro. All right, so here's Asmongold talking. Apparently, he tells a story why he hasn't been talking about Mizkif for a while. People told me to see this clip. Apparently, it's at the end of his react.
You know, like, I don't want to elaborate on any other further things about this. I can kind of talk to the extent that I knew about it a little bit, but I don't want to kind of go and, you know, turn this into like a, you know, continuation. But I can talk about kind of what happened. I guess the first thing I can talk about is the peer, which is the thing that I got mentioned with, which is I was starting my stream. It was the beginning of my stream. I remember I was like, I don't know, like maybe an hour into my stream or something like that. I got a call from Emiru and I was like, what the fuck? And this was like the day after the peer thing had happened. And I saw that Mizkif had gone live earlier in the day. He almost never does that. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, oh, maybe he went live to farm viewers and talk about this, right? But then she calls me and she's crying, and Ray and Senna and one of their managers is there too. And I'm talking to all four of them. And this is, I muted the stream. And this is why, by the way, I haven't reacted to any Miz clips in the last, like, 6 months. I haven't talked about Miz in the last 6 months. I haven't had anything to do with him, like, a year. This is the reason.
Yeah.
And so I scroll past every clip. I haven't talked about anything. And so I call him the first time, and it rings, like, 2 or 3 times. Nothing happens. Immediately, sorry, it hangs up. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. I call again. Because, like, you know, sometimes, like, oh, it's just a random call. But, like, usually if somebody calls you 2 times in a row, it's like, okay, this is serious, right? And so then I call him again. And the rings were, like, you know, it was, like, 3. And then the other one was, like, 7 or 8. So like I don't know this happened, right? Obviously I don't know this happened. But I think he either, like, I don't even know if he had the phone, right? But I think that whoever had the phone saw the call and chose to decline it. I think that's what happened. I don't know if that's what happened. So yeah, that's what I think. And so, but then I called him later on, and he said he's freaking out, and I explained, I was like, okay, well, this is why, and this is what happened, and this is the reason, and, you know, he's fucking, you know, obviously I knew more about this than he thought that I knew with this situation, because Amy had called me, and yeah. I had to explain it to him, but like...
A lot of these streamers don't really get that everyone kind of knows. Like, everyone kind of knows these things. Once they happen behind the scenes, people tell these things to other people. Like, I mean, realistically, I didn't know the extent of it, but even I, who I'm not in this sphere at all, I, like, do politics stuff at this point, you know? But even I sort of kind of knew that this was going on, just, like, through the ether.
I didn't want to involve myself in this either, because, like, this is, like, I knew she was, like, no contact with him, and at this point, pretty much everybody in the org, at least not everybody, but a lot of people were starting to, like, get this vibe with him. But, and this is also another thing, is that a lot of the people that have collaborated with Miz don't know anything about this. They didn't know anything about this. And
so wild.
It was explicitly hidden as much as possible in order to make sure that nobody knew about it.
How did people not know about this?
In any capacity by them, because they didn't want any of this to get out at all. And so...
Or what if some people did kind of know about this? What if some people did kind of know about this? But didn't care, because Mizkif was a huge streamer that he was literally going to make content with them.
So, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into the specifics, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Hidden by who? Well, Miz and Emmy. I mean, Emmy was afraid that if the information got out, and Miz made her afraid, if the information got out, that it would negatively affect Miz in multiple ways, and so he didn't want that to happen. That's more of their interpersonal stuff, and that's what she said on stream.
All right, can I tell you something that's realistic in this streamer world? All right, everyone has everything to gain when you collab with people, okay? If there's a massive streamer that wants to collab with you, then you collab with them because it increases your stats. I don't really care. I just kind of make my own content at this point, all right? But let me be real here. If you have 2 people that are super close, like Emiru and Mizkif, who were super close for years, they lived together and stuff, making content together, and all of a sudden, they don't talk anymore, they don't stream together, they don't mention each other anymore at all, they're completely separated, in every possible way, which is a detriment to both of their careers. Obviously, something fucked up happened in their personal life. And honestly, anyone that doesn't look at it from that perspective is just kind of naive, because it's literally that obvious.
And so I'm not going to elaborate beyond that. There is, of course, elaboration, but there's, as I said, I'm not going to, this isn't like an encore where I'm going to, like, further explain why she did or didn't do something, because it's just...
Yeah, all right. Well, no, I get him. He's not wrong. But anywho. All right. So, anywho, this is something I was just explaining to you how people pay attention actually notice. This is a clip from May 2023, all right? This is 2 years old. And this is a clip from 2023. How did Emiru get her black eye? What a fantastic question! How did Emiru get her black eye? Says this theorist 2 years ago. Let's see.
I actually had, like, a small black eye from running into something, and no one could tell.
Running into something. Well, now we know it's because allegedly Mizkif threw his phone at her.
Yeah, no one could tell. I thought I wouldn't be able to cover it because it was really bad.
There I was, running into Mizkif's phone.
Deserved me to myself. What'd you run into? I was like turning a corner really fast, and I hit like the bottom of my eye socket on the wall.
Ugh. Really? You ran into a wall with your face?
I didn't want to admit it, but I had to. How? Wait, let me see if I can find a picture.
After nervously laughing at Chap's jokes, Emiru never showed a picture of her black eye. However, she did accidentally leak an image of it while alt-tabbing on her main stream some time later. Clip follows. So here we got Internet Sleuth from
thanks for the
2023. Uh-oh. Here's a still frame of that alt-tab leak and zooms in on the black eye of the picture she leaked. Uh-oh. 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 Here it is. As you can see. All right. Anyway, this is pretty crazy. What's going on here? Emiru ran into a wall. Right. Likely story. Now, again, I don't even blame her for lying, to be honest, at the point. I don't blame it. Right? If she feels like she has the need to screenshot and save all of their fights, that's pretty scary. Wonder about the time she had a black eye. Where'd it really come from? Here's the story and pictures of the mysterious black eye. You know, this is crazy, man. This is crazy to look at because, you know, if you did run into a wall, why would you save the image, like, on your stream? Unless it's because someone did it to you. That was the conspiracy theory. Anyway, the conspiracy theorists right again. Never wrong. Undefeated. Completely undefeated. Never wrong. Yeah, pretty insane. So anyway, apparently she revealed 3 weeks ago that she was informed by 3 different people that Mizkif did similar to other people in LA.
The psychological and domestic abuse.
We saw this clip already. I'm not gonna do it again. But I have to show you some other shiz because this is the reactions to all of the people. So first, Ice Poseidon makes this tweet. I've always said that Twitch streamers have tons of skeletons in their closet. Wait until people find out everyone else at the top of the corruption and weirdness behind the scenes. You thought Hollywood was bad? Wait until you see more. Remember, the CEO is best friends with all these people on personal levels as well, and everyone knows everything about each other from gossip behind the scenes. So when something comes out and everyone acts surprised, it's always an act. Don't worry, we're going to be talking about CEO Dan Clancy very soon. Don't you even worry. We will be showing very, very soon exactly what Dan Clancy's up to. Pretty weird and pretty odd. Here's a clip that someone in my chat just sent me about Mizkif slapping a woman. This sounds like such bullshit, but like, dude, obviously this dude's a piece of shit, right? Like, what are we doing? What is this, man? What's going on here? Why is it like this? Why is it freezing? Why is my computer freezing? Oh, there it is. Oh, what is that? Like, I get it's probably for content. God! All right, that's got it. That has to be some sort of content, probably, or something. But nah, dude, I wouldn't slap a woman, not even for content. Oh my God, not even for. I wouldn't do that even for content. That's crazy. I wouldn't slap a hoe. That's ridiculous. Anyway, Tectone made this tweet. Pretty crazy. I don't care that people know I was right about Mizkif. Just supported Emiru. Thanks. Yeah, pretty crazy. Tectone right all along. Crazy how that happens. Asmongold makes an apology. Oh shit. What's going on here?
I said at the beginning, right? I said it, you know, a while ago. It's like it will be bad, and it's not my story to tell. And I think you guys can see why now. I apologize for 2 things: for vague posting about it and saying that, and I also apologize for platforming him. Right? I mean, the truth is, I couldn't have known. I didn't know any of this whenever I met him. Whenever we started OTK together, I had no idea. And when I did realize, you can see kind of the way that I dealt with it and everything. And it's just like in stream, like this is the reason why I fucking like when Ludwig had that clip about like 95% of streamers never got to talk to again, I was like, oh, yes, bro. Like, yes, you're so right. Like,
damn.
The thing that happened in 2022 was kind of like the beginning of the end for me with like being friends with any streamers or anything like that. And I have like a very small circle now of people that I'm close with.
He's right. And the reality is, it's because most of these people are piece of shit narcissists that are just out here to make money and fuck bitches, and that sucks. These are shitty people, you know. Trust God. Don't fall into this rabbit hole where you start believing these people. Friends, I'm friends with a handful. Don't worry. Don't get me wrong. I am friends with a handful of people out here. I really am. But that said, the majority, I guess, are coworkers, I suppose. All right, let's see. Here's another Asmongold clip from after his video.
Any open message to Miz?
Uh-oh.
Fuck off. Have some dignity and retire.
Oh, shit! That's crazy.
Like, I really, I mean...
God damn.
That's my honest, like, you know, what advice do you have? There it is. But you're really mad at him, huh? I don't even know really if that's the word to use. It's just like, it's just...
Sucks, man.
I don't know. Maybe No Money needs to censor somebody else.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, no, fuck off and retire. Honestly, sounds pretty good. Sounds about right. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of I hear him. I'm on that same spot. That's pretty crazy. Mizkif was one of the biggest people pushing that Tectone was a bad person. Ironic. Obviously ironic. Look how insane this is. Look how obviously insane this guy is. Holy crap, these people suck. Now, before we get to the actual Mizkif response, because we are definitely doing that, we are absolutely doing that, here's an old video that resurfaced about Mizkif getting angry and throwing things at his other ex-girlfriend, Maya Higa, who, for the record, is another streamer. He's just out here picking up streamer women to date and then allegedly abuse.
No, I'm not talking to him today.
Well, nobody asked you to, so.
There.
I'm not.
Look here.
Okay.
Look at her face.
And here's the girl boss roundtable of bitches and feminists.
She's so uninterested.
She said,
Maya unimpressed. That's what that was.
2 Starbucks bags of Starbucks I got you over the past 2 days.
Oh my god.
that was
Throw
not
it back.
funny.
Throw it
Yeah,
back.
there better be.
Bro.
Oh my god,
Like, she does not look happy, man.
I would beat the shit out of him.
Oh.
We're live.
What the fuck?
We're live, she says.
Anyway, there's something about being trapped in a car with an angry aggro man that is like the absolute most helpless thing. Dude, I did a guy that would go like 100 miles an hour on the, like we would fight in the car, which was never my decision. Like it just always like happened. Like we just would like fight in the car and then he'd go like 100 and I would like literally like beg him to slow down. I'd be so scared and I'd cry and then
Wow, that sounds familiar.
he would not slow down until I apologized.
Bro.
Whoa. So then I started driving only, like I wouldn't let him drive me anywhere. But then if we
Pattern recognition.
would get in a fight while I was driving, he would like pound my ceiling in my glove box. He would like
Punching walls. Wow.
scream and like hit the ceiling and like hit the glove box and just like scream
This
profanity
is the guy that was laughing at Charlie Kirk getting assassinated, by the way.
and scream like he would like just call me terrible things while he was doing it. And then I'd pull over and be like, get out of my car, and he'd be like, no. And then I was like, well, okay. Because what am I gonna do?
Yeah, what are you
What am I gonna do?
Bro! Yes, fucking crazy. Holy shit. Pattern recognition! Don't worry, pattern recognition is not actually racism. This is a breakthrough from specifically the Nuxanor channel. Alright, now let's not forget about the October 24, 2023 article from 2 years ago where, according to Mizkif, Dan Clancy is the best thing to ever happen to Twitch in years. Dan Diddley Clancy. Ain't no way, bro. Mizkif fully supports Dan Clancy as Twitch CEO. No, you don't say! You don't say! This, you mean Dan Clancy, the guy that's out there partying with women 40 years younger than him? You support him? You actually think he's kind of based and cool? Wow. Will color be shocked and all sorts of surprised? That's crazy. Holy moly. Now, here's the Mizkif response. Now, before we actually go through all the separate Mizkif response clips, because I've done way too much research for this specifically, someone in my chat pointed out that this is a clip, a Rust clip, apparently, where he was being abusive and shit. I have way too many tabs open, and my computer is literally frying itself. So, what's this? Is this the clip?
Wow.
Today is the Rust server. Chat, I'm excited. We got some stuff, dude. We're gonna start talking to people again. We're gonna hang out a little
Shows
bit.
the view counts.
Raw pork.
I'll fucking take it.
Would you like some
Okay.
raw?
Yeah, I'll fucking take raw pork.
Wow, he's so happy.
Hell yeah.
Everything's great.
So I thought, why
Bro,
not build
see,
a house here?
12K. Uh-oh.
Hey, Ren.
Oh, and then Emiru gets more viewers on her stream than he does? Oh my god, this guy sucks, dude.
Uh-oh.
Okay, let's do it. Yep.
Uh-oh,
wait, check
the
this
viewer
out.
counts are
Come
getting
here.
closer.
Ooh.
Not bad, huh?
The house.
Oh shit. Oh shit, Emiru has more viewers. 25,000 viewers to 19,000 viewers. This is so irrelevant, holy shit.
Oh.
Wait, our houses literally look exactly the same.
Oh my god, he's so angry.
He locks her out.
Hello?
Yeah. She's banging on the door like a fucking retard. He locks her out of the house.
Dude, this is pathetic.
What happened? What's wrong? Didn't even want to look at her.
I want to see Emmy. I can't believe you guys made separate houses.
biggest sweatards.
They will come after you guys.
They're the biggest sweats.
Stop them early.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it, dude. We'll join the resistance. You're spelling it wrong. Yeah, my bad.
This dude is so mad. It's crazy. Oh my god.
No, I hardly slept last night.
Alinity rated him. Alinity rated. Oh, did he?
Uh-oh.
Because I'm honestly fucking tired, chat. I'll be honest.
Uh-oh.
I'm pretty
Oh my
tired.
God, dude, this guy sucks.
I'm just tired. All right, chat. I'll see you guys later. I will see you guys probably tonight, if not tomorrow. I just need a nap. I'm fucking zooted out of my mind.
What does unofficial Mizraid mean?
Guys,
Oh, he dead?
Listen, why are we all acting like we haven't murdered? Like we haven't pillaged?
You hear it?
Like we haven't had to do what
Oh my god. And then you hear the banging in the background.
we had to do to make it here where we she had a one-hit advantage. She was coming after me. I had to attack back.
What the fuck is this?
What are you? Was that a test?
You see her trying to keep it together.
Well, I have some cloth in my house.
Bro.
Let me check my body real quick.
And she's probably stressed out of her mind.
He's slamming the door.
Yeah. Go to the restroom real quick.
Yeah, then she has to quote unquote go to the restroom.
There you go. Yeah, she's trapped now.
Look what I did.
Okay, I'm stuck in here. Okay, sick.
So just scare it. Yeah.
I'm gonna make some stats.
20 minutes later. Oh, restroom. 20 minutes later.
Sorry, it's like 20 minutes. Oh. Hello. Abaragi, thanks for the sub.
The song, bro. The fucking song.
Abaragi, thanks for the sub.
Such a
But alright, yeah, I'm gonna log out for now, but I'll probably come back later.
This is
Oh my god. Stockholm victim. Actual Stockholm victim. This is crazy, dude. Oh my lord. This is insane. Holy shit. Oh my god. She mentioned this in her live stream that he went out of his way to stomp around. Nah, dude, this guy's a crazy fucking psycho. Now let me make this clear. All right, I'm gonna before we watch Mizkif's response, I need to make something incredibly clear. Okay, before we do that, I have to quote one of my favorite books of all time ever written. One of my favorite books ever written, written by a very wise man named King Solomon. Proverbs 6:25. Do not lust in your heart after her beauty, or let her captivate you with her eyes. For a prostitute can be had for a loaf of bread, but another man's wife preys on your very life. Just marry a woman. Just marry a woman and make a family. Okay, dude? Just marry a woman and make a family, please. Why are we doing this? All right, anyway, let's see the Mizkif response. All right, let's go.
Idea to write down everything we wanted on paper. I'm going to let everyone know that what I'm about to say is very true. This is exactly what happened, and she cannot
Oh, boy.
argue this. One day, after staying over Emiru's house, Emiru made me breakfast, and she wrote down everything she wanted. She wrote she wants me to move closer to her. She wrote that she wants me to marry her, and she wants kids with me in the next 5 years. And I just looked at this letter that was staring in front of me, and I just handed her back the paper. She began to cry.
Generational fumble.
And I told her, I'm sorry, I just can't do this anymore. I knew we were just beyond the point of toxicity in the relationship, that our trust had completely died, and that we had so many issues that I couldn't deal with it, and I was not mentally well. I walked away. I went to her door, and as I opened it, the last words I ever heard her say is, "Don't go, I love you." Idea to write.
Bro, this does not make you look any better, dog. This doesn't make you look any better. Are you kidding me? He's reading off. Yeah, I don't know, man. Whatever it is. That's crazy. He's literally reading off and he's saying, this looks like shit, dude. Okay, look, no one's blaming you for breaking up with her. It's kind of the other stuff. Oh my god. All right, next. Controlling allegations.
Tone throughout this entire relationship. I know I wasn't. And I was aggressive at times.
Bro.
In regards to being controlling, I told her many things. I told her to dress older, to stop wearing pajamas, to stop talking about stalkers and schizos as a whole, stop talking about past relationships, and yes, I didn't want her to travel without me.
I am not controlling. All I did was tell him how to dress, how to act, what to talk about, and where to go, and how she has to go places with me. Anyway, moving on.
I also said that I didn't want her to hang out with specific people.
Oh, okay, the list keeps going.
This is because I didn't want her to get hurt. I didn't want Emmy to get assaulted. I didn't.
You've got to be fucking kidding me. You've got to be kidding me! Bro, Mizkif was so close to marrying a pretty woman that wanted to make a family and kids. He was so close to actually winning everything. But instead, he's a hedonistic douchebag. This is crazy!
I didn't want some man to do something to her when I'm not there, and I wanted to keep her safe. And I know with how my mental was and who I was back then that I didn't do everything right. I know I could have done better, and I'm sorry. I know I was controlling and I should have just ended the fucking relationship, but I was so confused as a person. And I'm sorry I did it. I'm sorry things got to this fucking point, man.
Yeah.
The last 9 months of this relationship, things got extremely fucking toxic. I told her to move out. She did.
Fake crying. Everyone in chat saying that it's fake that he's crying. No, I believe he's crying. He just had the worst day of his life. I believe that he's crying. I don't think this is fake tears. I just don't know if he's telling the truth.
Didn't move out on her own. I told her to move out because I wanted space, but she still wanted me around at all times. She would get upset if...
Dude, in this one clip, he's like, I'm not letting her go anywhere where I am not there. I am not letting her travel. I'm not letting her go places. I need to always be around. But also, I try to give her space, and she's forcing me to be around her. I'm trying so hard, and she keeps wanting me around. Bro, this is like in one clip.
If we didn't sleep together, or if we weren't around. She always wanted me to drive over to her house, but I never wanted to because I wanted to be alone. And that increased our fights. But the stalkers continued, and I got even more stressed. I know
This sucks. This is bad, dude. This is insane. Oh my god, that clip's fucking terrible. Dude, I told her to do this. I told her not to travel with people. I told her not to go places. But also, she kept trying to want me around. I didn't want to be around her, but she forced me. Wow, that clip's not good. All right, what else? Bro thinks he's the victim, so sue him. So sue her for defamation if it's not true. And if it's not true, sue her for defamation. That's all I have to say. I'm a simple man. Look, these are allegations at this point. I am currently leaning towards one side. I'm not going to tell you which one until the end of the video. I am leaning towards one side of things. But sue her if it's not true.
Can you clarify what, if anything, was said to her team at TwitchCon? I said that if she goes after me, then I will go nuclear. And that is exactly what I said.
Yep, sounds like a threat.
And that is what's going to happen.
All
because
right.
you can't mess with me anymore. I don't have anything to lose. I'm sorry I don't. Yikes. Go after me all you want. I have nothing to lose.
Bro, she had like 50 screenshots. Anyway, yeah. All right, let's see. He's going nuclear. All right, so this is him addressing the actual sexual assault allegation. The one where apparently he kissed her while she was crying and then put his hands in her pants. All right, let's see.
We broke up for about a month, then got back together because we thought we can make it work. We went to get food at BJ's, a common place where we would get food. And then we went back to her.
We went to get food at BJ's, a common place for food. Bro, this is actual ChatGPT's reaction. I'm like, this is insane. Like, bro.
We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss. She said that she was okay with this on her stream, and I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted.
But he's not denying the fact that she was crying about breaking up with him, right? Like, you're not including the fact that she was crying and that you, like, he calls it hugging. She didn't call it hugging. She said that, like, he brought cuddling. She said that he, like, you know, held her close because, you know, she was crying. So he held her close because, you know, they were in a relationship for a while. He didn't say it was cuddling. Right? Cuddling makes it sound like you're watching a good Netflix movie and you were snuggling up to each other and then you kind of stop paying attention towards the end of the movie. Yeah, that's very different. But anyway, we'll see, I guess.
She yelped, and I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything wrong or did wrong in general.
Kind of sounds like you're admitting to everything that she said, right? Right? Like, she's like, I was sitting there crying, he hugged me and then kissed me where she didn't say anything, but then put his hands in her pants where she screamed and he jumped off. And his reaction was that exact thing happened. He just kind of co-signed exactly what she said. Apparently, he went live right after Asmongold ended stream, so he couldn't react to him. This guy's such a... Like, dude, everything is optics for this guy. Holy shit.
I got scared and left the house. I apologize if that made Emmy uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then.
So he admits it. So he basically admits what she said.
But we got back together soon afterwards. And during those last few months...
Dude, she is an actual Stockholm Syndrome victim. It's crazy. And like, we as a society... Feminism failed women. Can I just say this? All right, nothing made life worse for women than modern feminism. All right, feminism started as, hey, we actually don't want husbands to be able to abuse their wives and not get punishments. Honestly, I don't want husbands to abuse their wives and not get punishments either. I think that's true. In fact, the Bible says that if you beat someone, you get punished for it, and that doesn't matter if that's your wife or someone else. So I actually am super against men beating their wives. All right, let's make that clear. What feminism morphed into is taking these women that have no idea of what's going on in the world and throwing them in these endless, infinite relationships, you know, fucking everything that moves, and honestly, it destroys them. Like, these are people without any sort of fundamental moral system that usually don't have fathers in their lives to put them on a good path, and essentially, they just go out and they get destroyed. They go out and they get destroyed by the world. Yeah, that's not the reason feminism started. I'm trying to do my best possible interpretation, because this is evil.
We were fighting. We were still fighting, but it did feel like the relationship had good progress. And we were both agreed we need to talk about our future. Since it's been
Great. Someone just sent me this
3
clip.
years. We should see.
Hold up. Before we finish this, someone said that...
a lot, chat.
I said that that I believe that he was actually crying, and someone in my chat said, if you know Mizkif lore, you know he cries on command. Oh, shit. Is that true? That's pretty fucked up. All right, what's this? Cries on command? What the hell sociopath crap am I watching, man? My computer's literally dying from all these tabs.
It's a lot, chat.
You think I'm kidding? Like, sometimes your fucking shit that you say hurts. Like, you call me just a white boy.
Kidding me? Bro.
When I haven't even gotten the results back. You don't know who I am. I'm Sicilian. This is really...
Yeah, I don't think that's crying. But anyway.
What we want, and Emmy had an idea to write down everything we wanted on paper. I'm going to let everyone know that what I'm about to say is very true. This is exactly what happened, and she cannot argue this. One day, after staying over Emiru's house, Emiru made me breakfast, and she wrote down everything she wanted. She wrote she wants me to move.
Right, I saw that part. She wants him to move in and have a family and have kids and have a wonderful life. Yeah, that's cringe as fuck, dude. This is crazy, dude. This is insane. Holy shit. He just basically admits he did it. Just basically admits he actually fucking did it. That's insane. All right, next. Next. Mizkif shows a graphic video of the rabbit's cage. He actually does! Emiru, I found out he's planning a smear campaign to say I killed my rabbits. Mizkif, half an hour later.
The both side of the story. Yeah, you can have reservations, but I think being immature about the
Here's a video up close of Emiru's rabbits.
I think it's odd.
These are small little mites that are inside the rabbit cage, and she didn't care.
There's no way he's doing this! This is insane!
Completely neglected these animals, and I'm not going to sit around and let people say that she didn't.
He raped me. I am not going to let people not acknowledge she brutalized her rabbits. That's right. You know what Hassan Piker was doing with his dog? She's doing... Dude, this is crazy.
People who came to my house knew that they were neglected.
What's that?
This is an up-close view of the rabbit cage being completely disgusting and neglected. She left them to die, and I'm not going to...
Why are you even doing this? What's the point of this in the conversation if it's not purely just to smear her for no reason?
Sit here and have her...
This is some sociopath shit. This really is sociopath shit.
And she didn't. It's
So then why didn't you come out with this before?
Fucking disgusting.
What's the black stuff?
All right.
I don't know what any of this is.
Mites.
No, this stuff is poo-poo?
This is a video from my own brother. I didn't record this. These are mites all around her cage.
Ew! Ew! What?
Again, this is really psycho shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Especially, first of all, obviously, I'm not a fan of animal abuse. Second of all, why the fuck would you include this? Like, why would you include this? She's accusing you of sexual assault, and you're like, she abused her rabbits, I'm not gonna let her lie about it? Bro, why wouldn't you come out with this earlier if you didn't want her to lie about it? And also, in case you're curious, again, this isn't a defense, I'm just saying, rabbits get mites very easily. They are highly susceptible to mite infestations, especially ear mites and fur mites. And here's why and what to do. Direct contact spreads mites. Contaminated environments spreads mites. Stress and weak immunity spreads mites. Outdoor exposure spreads mites. All these types of mites. And then there's certain things that you could do. Mites are super common, highly contagious in rabbits. Like, realistically, taking a picture from one moment in the history of her rabbits that they had mites doesn't prove anything, actually. But what it does do is makes this insanity even worse. Way, way worse, bro. This is crazy. What an unbelievable coward bitch move. It's like, oh, you're accusing me of sexual assault? Well, I'm going to accuse you of animal abuse. Checkmate, Redditor. What about January 6th? Huh? What about the genocide? The genocide that's going on across the world. All right, so this is his closing thoughts, apparently.
I am going to stand up for myself. I am going to defend myself in these situations. I am not going away. I have no plans to go away. And I believe a lot of the situations today were absolutely exaggerated. I have dozens of photos and videos, calls and messages as well, if she has them. I have things I will be leaking over the next few days of other people, of other things. I have a lot of messages that I have that I'm going to expose as time goes on, because
it's crazy, because this really kind of sounds like a sociopath. It's like, oh yeah, well, I have an entire blackmail dump.
Because I do believe that this is a time to go fucking buck wild.
Do it! Release everything! Put it all out there, man!
But I want to make it very clear. When it comes to Emiru, when she says that I was getting ready to go after her and that I was going to use her rabbits against her, that was never the plan.
No, he only had all that information for self-defense.
My plan for myself was very simple.
Yeah, self-defense, obviously. It was all self-defense. That's why he has all those files. Maybe. All right, let's see. It gets worse. One of the things Emiru said Mizkif was threatening a smear campaign. All right.
Thing about every person. There is no holding back. Who cares anymore? I will expose everything about every person that you've ever known, and it is time to go full demon time.
Yo.
It's the gayest chuckle I've ever seen.
Why not?
Do it, bro. Release the files. Do it, bro.
Let's watch the world.
Yeah, watch the world burn. Release the files. Great, do it. It's crazy. He's just basically admitting that he has been gathering all this fucking info, all this fake shit. Mizkif shows text between Emiru showing she was threatening to kill herself.
Punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression. I one time did say I was going to kill myself during an argument.
All right. Emiru was correct once again.
But Emmy did this as well numerous times.
Oh, great.
She would constantly say she's going to kill herself in arguments, and I have a picture where while I had a gun pointed at one of her stalkers who came to my house while she was in Kansas, she told me she was going to kill herself out of aggression of the situation while it was happening.
Bro, that's not the middle of an argument. That was literally for a totally other thing that had nothing to do with you. So that is not an example of her saying she'll kill herself as some sort of manipulative tactic. Literally not the same thing. She had a stalker. How is that the same thing? He's like, if you don't do what I want, I'll kill myself. And she threatened to kill herself when someone stalked her and tried to rape her?
I'm just going to leak everything because I don't really care. This is the situation. I told her that a stalker's at the house. I'm freaking out. What is happening? Can you call me? I'll call you. I literally want to kill myself. I can't take this anymore. I feel so alone and like a problem.
Bro, first, okay, a few things to note. First thing, this is not using her threatening to kill herself as an argument. This is a totally different thing. In fact, this kind of proves how shitty you are, that you're just like, all right, well, she accused me of this. Well, I'm going to put her mental health on blast for things that are completely irrelevant. That's one. And two, why does this say to Emmy, not from Emmy? That's weird. What's this about?
So, just want to show this.
And for the record, when you're saying I feel so alone and like a problem, it kind of makes it seem like you're a piece of shit. You're revealing that despite the fact that you were in a relationship, she feels alone and like a problem. This guy sucks, man. This guy sucks. Yeah, why did the screenshots Mizkif said say to Emmy and not from Emmy? Pretty weird. This is the type of thing that will come out in Discovery with a digital forensics experts. Let's not forget that Destiny was just recently exposed as submitting modified messages to court. These people all suck. All these progressive. Destiny's another one of those like super progressive guys that turns out fucks everything that moves and you know, is now in court for having fucking images of children sexually on his computer and shit, and getting allegedly fucking children or whatever it is, and revenge porn shit. Like, it's all of them, man. What's going on? All right. Now, this is an old clip from Mizkif.
I was terrified. I couldn't understand what was happening. My viewers were dropping. Maya's were only going up. And there's
Maya is that Maya Higa girl, that other ex-girlfriend of hers that's a streamer.
Part of me that thought that I was going to be smaller than her, and I don't know if it was my ego or what, but I couldn't take it. I felt like shit. And I was on the phone with Austin, and then XQC, I somehow got on a call with him, and he talked to me for hours, making me feel better about it. And he did. And I genuinely, after talking to him, felt a lot better. And I don't think he even realizes what he did.
Bro! She was right about everything! Dude, how is Emiru right about everything? What's going on? This is insanity. Bro.
For me in that call, but he really did help me a lot. I was nonstop. It's all I could think about is that she was beating me as a streamer and I was going to die.
Oh my god, you suck, dude. You
suck.
suck.
He reminded me that women have a cap and men just grow as streamers, and that's pretty much just fucking it. So
feminist, ladies and gentlemen.
Felt a lot better after that. I really did. So thank you to XQC. I admire him a lot as a streamer, you know? He definitely sets the bar when it comes to the amount of hours you're willing to put into streaming and the amount of time that you're willing to put into streaming. No one else does.
Wow, that's crazy. He's horrible. These people are all terrible. My ex-girlfriend was getting more views than me, and I actually feel really bad. I was gonna kill myself because my ex-girlfriend got more views. So this is pretty horrible. This is pretty terrible. And all you people look up to this guy. Yeah, I already showed this clip of him accusing Emiru of neglecting her rabbits. Bro, completely irrelevant. Completely irrelevant, dude. Oh my god, these people suck, man. Jeebus Fleebus. They're terrible, all of them. And he was making fun that Charlie Kirk killed himself. You dare laugh at Charlie Kirk. You were a pathetic, cringe quarter of a man that he was. This is unbelievable. That's a dude who had a family, who built a life, who was respected his wife. Like, what are you? Emiru confirms he was reviling his relationship with Emiru. Oh my god.
More aggressive, and shouting began to increase. I was not perfect, and I reflect on those situations with poor taste to myself. I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression. I one time did say I was going to kill myself during an argument, but Emmy did this as well numerous times.
All right, I already saw the rest of that clip. Did this as well numerous times, like when she was getting stalked. Holy, she threw plushies at me, guys, which is why I threw my phone at her face. Makes sense.
I never want to talk about this. Emiru has a lot of rabbits. It was her calling when she first moved in.
You've got to stop.
These were a big part of her life.
You've got to stop.
But as those rabbits moved out of her room and into the living room, they started to see disgusting neglect.
You've got to be kidding me! How many times did he bring this up in the stream?
No food, no water, sometimes not having clean bedding for weeks. I, along with many others who would come over, would give them what they needed, and I would tell her all the time to take care of them, but to no avail. She completely neglected those rabbits.
Bro, why is this a big part of his stream? Why is this a big part of his stream? This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. It's like ChatGPT didn't get the message and was like, yeah, actually, let's accuse her of starving her rabbits instead of anything else. I wanted to eat those rabbits, but they weren't tasty. Anyway, in case you're curious as to what Twitch has been up to, Twitch partner Zoe Spencer, another sexual harasser / assaulter on Twitch, was unbanned on Twitch after one day. A woman that sexually assaulted a man. Obviously, he's out. Obviously, she's no longer banned. As crazy as this sounds, obviously, I'm going to be covering this in a future video. Zoe Spencer has been unbanned on Twitch in less than 24 hours after being banned for sexual assault. Twitch is a sexual assault protecting platform, protecting predators, potentially pedophiles, and terrorists. Fuck these people. Fuck this society. And to quote King Solomon, don't go after whores that you could buy with a loaf of bread. All right? Don't do that. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? So yeah, anyway, in conclusion, in regards to this whole thing, I think these people fucking suck. All right? In my conclusion, they suck. Personally, while obviously I want evidence to every claim, obviously I'm not going to sit here and call Mizkif some sort of sexual abuser because, again, I don't have evidence yet. I currently am believing Emiru a lot more than I'm believing him just because he kind of basically confirmed all the things that she fucking said. He basically admitted to all the things that she said. So yeah, I don't believe women in general just because it's a woman that said it, so automatically you have to believe it. But when she says it and he kind of admits to that shit, you know, like what are we doing? That's horrible, man. So anyway, that's where we're at today, ladies and gentlemen. Too many false allegations from other women, but I'm just saying I called this forever ago, literally forever ago. Like when he was doing all of his infinite content, you know, collabing with every woman on the planet. Like, dude, this is Twitch Diddy for real. And it just became kind of realistic. Like, look at his old videos. Every single one was hanging out with a different woman in his room. If that's not some hedonism shit, I don't know what is. But now I'm gonna tell you something that's very real. And it's gonna change your perspective on life. Okay? The Bible is always right. It's always right. It's a 3,000-year-old book, and it stood the test of time to be, to this day, the greatest moral code to ever exist ever. So, if you are a man, find yourself a awesome woman, marry her, have some kids, build a family, find God, and have a wonderful life, okay? All right? And if you're a woman, find a good man, all right? Marry him, and have some kids, and have a wonderful life. It's really that simple, actually, okay? And all these people try their best. Well, isn't it better to be rich and famous and sleep around with a bunch of women? Well, Mizkif is suicidal right now, so the reality is, oopsie poopsie, it turns out that, well, that kind of failed. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your social experiment, Mizkif, because he's the guy that had it all. He's the dude that had all the women, he had all the clout, all the fame, all the money, and look what happened. Look what happened, Tim. Kind of insane. See you in the next one, gamers. Bye. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.